All right, let's talk about scaling GitOps. If you're a tech leader trying to figure out how to bring real speed, rock-solid reliability, and tight security to your software delivery at a massive scale, well, you're in exactly the right place. We're going to lay out the enterprise blueprint for making it happen.
So let's start with a question that probably keeps a lot of leaders up at night. Why do the systems that worked so well for a small team just completely fall apart when you try to scale them across a huge organization? The complexity just explodes, and things, well, they break. Let's dig into what those failures actually look like.
And this is what that breakdown feels like, right? It's this whole cascade of problems. You've got configuration drift, where your production environment is basically a mystery box that no longer matches what's in your source code. You get these massive security gaps from inconsistent, manual processes, and when the auditors show up, good luck trying to figure out who changed what, when, and why. It all just leads to chaos, risk, and, yep, those painful outages caused by simple human error. So what's the fix?
The answer is a really fundamental shift to the GitOps operational model. And listen, this isn't just about grabbing a new tool. It's about changing the way you operate from the ground up, moving from that chaos we just talked about to a state of control.
So what is GitOps, really? At its heart, it's about elevating Git. It's no longer just a place to store your code, it becomes the absolute single source of truth for your entire system. We're talking every application, every piece of infrastructure. If you want it to exist, its desired state has to live in Git. This idea is the foundation for everything else.
And it all works because of these four core pillars. First, you declare what you want your system to look like, not the step-by-step instructions on how to get there. Second, that declaration is versioned in Git, which gives you a perfect, immutable audit trail of every change. Third, and this is so important, agents inside your environment are the ones that pull those changes. And finally, those agents are always watching, like a guardian, continuously making sure reality matches what's declared in Git. It's a self-healing system.
Now this slide shows what is probably the most critical paradigm shift of all, moving from push-based to pull-based delivery. In the old world, your CI server had the keys to the kingdom. It had production credentials and would push changes in. That's a huge attack surface. With GitOps, an agent inside your cluster pulls the desired state. This means your production credentials never leave the production environment. This isn't just a neat automation trick. It is a fundamental security upgrade.
Okay, so you're bought into the principles, but how do you actually make this work across hundreds or even thousands of teams and applications? Well, it requires some very deliberate architectural decisions right up front. Let's walk through the big ones.
Your first huge decision is your repository strategy. Do you go with a single monorepo for everything? That sounds simple at first, but it can become incredibly slow and create massive blast radiuses when things go wrong. Or do you go with a multi-repo approach where every team has their own? That's great for autonomy, but can be chaotic. For most big companies, the sweet spot is a hybrid strategy. A central platform team manages shared infrastructure in one repo, while application teams work in their own dedicated repos. It's the best of both worlds.
Next up, you need a GitOps engine to do the actual work. The two big players in the CNCF are Argo CD and Flux CD. And honestly, the choice comes down to philosophy. Argo CD is like a platform as a product. It comes with a beautiful UI and a rich, batteries-included experience. Flux, on the other hand, is a platform as a framework. It's a flexible, modular toolkit for teams that want to build their own custom platform. Both are fantastic, but they cater to very different needs.
So how do you get changes to production safely and reliably? This is the gold standard pipeline. Your CI system builds your container image just one time. To promote it from staging to production, automation doesn't rebuild anything. It simply opens a pull request to change a config file in Git. That pull request, that is your new control panel. It's the formal, auditable gate where humans review and approve the change. Merging it is what triggers the deployment. And of course, we have to talk about secrets. You can't just throw API keys into Git in plain text. Level 1 maturity is encrypting secrets and storing them in Git. And that's okay. It's a decent start. But the real enterprise best practice is level 2, using an external secrets manager like Vault. In this model, Git only stores a reference to the secret, not the secret itself. An operator inside the cluster then fetches it securely at runtime. This separates the lifecycle of your secrets from your code, which is way more secure and scalable.
Okay, we've covered a lot of tech, but I'll be honest, that's only half the battle. To really scale GitOps, you have to be ready for a profound shift in your organization, your culture, and your people. This is all about the move to platform engineering.
At enterprise scale, you can't expect every developer to become a Kubernetes and cloud infrastructure expert. It's just not practical. That's where the Internal Developer Platform, or IDP, comes in. You form a dedicated platform team whose entire job is to build a product for your internal developers. Their mission is to create golden paths, standardized self-service workflows that make it incredibly easy for developers to do the right thing, powered by GitOps under the hood.
And this totally redefines what it means to be a developer or an ops engineer. Developers are no longer just writing code and then filing a ticket to throw it over the wall. No, they now own their application's entire lifecycle, all through Git commits. And the operations team? They get to stop being tactical gatekeepers who just click buttons. They evolve into strategic platform engineers who build and enable the very platform everyone else uses to succeed.
Which brings us to this really critical point. The humble pull request gets a massive promotion. It's not just a tool for reviewing code anymore, it becomes the formal, auditable control plane for everything. It's where infrastructure changes are proposed, security policies are automatically checked, peers collaborate, and managers approve. It is the single pane of glass for all change in your system.
So this all sounds great, but how do you actually get there from here? You can't just flip a switch overnight. It's a journey. So let's lay out a clear, phased roadmap that your organization can actually follow.
You start small. Phase 1 is all about a pilot project. Pick a single service and focus on building that review culture. Then in Phase 2, you formalize that platform team and start building out those golden paths. By Phase 3, you're hitting true enterprise maturity, moving to external secrets, and maybe even extending GitOps beyond Kubernetes to manage your entire cloud with tools like Crossplane. And way down the line, in Phase 4, you can start looking at integrating AI to make your operations truly predictive.
And that leaves us with one final, pretty deep question to think about. Managing your infrastructure as code? That's a technical achievement, and it's great. But GitOps asks something much more profound. It asks if your organization is ready to operate as code. Are your review processes, your approvals, your collaboration? Is your entire operating model ready for this shift? Because being ready for that is the real key to unlocking the power of GitOps at scale.